Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james the number 4 astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Other than that, let's get into your selection. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? Got a lot of cards coming out. I don't want the whole deck. Do we have to have the whole deck? All those. Okay. There's a lot. This is around it. Okay. So there's there's a lot of ways this could go not so good, but there are some ways where this could go very well for you. That's it. Okay. So there's a lot of ways this could go not so good, but there are some ways where it could. This is meant to give you that advantage if this reading hits. Take it with a grain of salt, of course. You have been doing a lot to get this situation to work. And I keep getting, whatever this is for you, I feel you are holding back for a reason. I know that Aries can be very strategic when you feel necessary, naturally. But I feel like there's a lot of times where I'm like, I'm not saying things or I'm not pointing things out or something. I'm not doing certain things just because I'm trying to keep the peace. And I feel like I don't like it, but I'm like, I see how this plays out and I do what I have to do. Not because I want to in the moment, but because I want to have the benefits more long-term. There's a reason you're doing what you're doing. It's hard to hold back, though. I feel like there's a lot of moments where it's hard to hold back, but I feel like you are. For a reason. It's not just because it's Tuesday or whatever day it is. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, I want to say this, but I know how that's going to go, or I see this could be an issue. I'm just not gonna. This situation does feel very complicated to me because I got the Justice card coming in twice, which is a very peculiar card for Aries. Because do you thrive on the truth? Definitely. Do you want things to work out fair? Yeah, that's true. Are you willing to suffer an idiot to make that happen? No. I don't know why we had to put it that way, but there you go. I just feel like you're not willing to... I just feel like I don't want to BS it. I'm just like, let's deal with it. You want the truth, you want justice, but you want it to be dealt with. You don't want to, like, placate people. You don't want to smile and act all politically nice about it. Let's deal with it. Let's put it out there. And this energy, the Justice card can talk about Libra energy. You don't have to be dealing with a Libra. But that's also an energy that's very much about truth, but doing it in a peaceful way, slowly moving things forward when necessary, trying to be nicer to people, giving people the benefit of a doubt. Aries doesn't usually feel warm and fuzzy about giving people the benefit of a doubt when they've already proven that they've messed it up. But, you know, there's different versions of that. The thing is, people are getting along for the most part. So, like, a really easy way to look at this is, like, either maybe coworkers or family even, where everybody or most people seem to be getting along, but if I start pointing things out, that's going to change. And it's kind of like, people are getting along. And if I point out things that aren't going right, that's going to change. I feel like this is partly hard too, because it's kind of like I keep evaluating things. If I don't point this out, does it get worse? If I do point this out, does it get better? And I feel like I'm balancing that. Like if I sometimes we point things out. I'm not an Aries. I do have strong Aries placements. But you can point things out and it doesn't improve things. You can call things out, try to fix things, and it still doesn't improve things. And I feel like that's a hard one for Aries to when that starts happening, because it's like, that's not how that should work, but clearly that's how sometimes it does work. Other times it's kind of like, all right, I see where this could go. I can see this going worse if I say something because so-and-so doesn't want to hear about it. This reminds me of like when people are in a relationship and one person's doing things they shouldn't be doing. The person, the third party that points it out sometimes gets the brunt of it because the person who's told the truth doesn't want to hear the truth and rather believe the lie. So then you telling them the truth, they've decided that no, that's not how that happened. You're making that up for whatever reason. Or you saw something wrong, or you're just trying to this, you're just trying to that. So I feel like there's a lot going on with this situation. There's a lot going on here. The question is, what's coming next? Because I feel like it's getting a little heavier because it's kind of like we're going into a new revolution. And a new revolution, a new cycle with this situation. And I keep looking back at everything that's happened, and I'm like, I feel like I've been quiet and on a lot of things, and I'm like, what's going to happen with this next situation based on what's been happening? And I want it to be a beautiful thing. There's a lot here I want, and I'm trying to just be honest with myself. What do I see happening? How am I going to manage this going forward? So the Death card, the Four of Cups, and the Two of Wands. I do feel like I am probably going to point some things out and try to make it nonchalant. Kind of like before we go on to this next revolution of this story, I'm just going to point a couple little things out just to see if we can like improve the next revolution. I feel like I'm going to try to be conservative with that as much as I can realistically be. I'm going to put little feelers out there and just see how it lands. And if it doesn't go well, there's no reason to make this worse for myself. But if it goes well, I might push a little bit extra here because there's certain things I've seen that I don't like, and I'd like things to go better. But is it realistically going to happen that way? That's the question. This card is kind of like I'm trying to feel it out. I'm trying to get ahead of it. I'm trying to pay attention to the people who seem more receptive and see if I can like see a better way of this happening. Okay, so some of you are going to have psychic insights. Great, go with that. Not everybody will. I just keep getting that. I feel like they're saying for you to get a little closer, like listen to like before you say things, step back and watch how people are interacting with each other in the moment. See who actually mixes and who doesn't mix. There's more with this. I know there's more because some of you will have psychic insights, some of you won't, and that's okay. There's nothing good or bad about that. I know there's something more with this. If you get nervous before you move forward, pay attention to that. Okay. So if you're kind of getting like, oh, I don't know if I should be doing this, pay attention to that. That's where we're going with this. Sometimes even a small move forward can have devastating consequences. You know what I mean? If you just hit that right pebble, or you sneeze on a mountaintop, avalanche could happen. You know what I'm saying? Just enough vibration happened, and here it goes. If you're getting nervous or you feel like, oh, I don't know, I'm feeling very uncomfortable about this. I don't know if this is a good idea. They're saying, listen to that. Listen to that. Hold back. Maybe wait for a different opportunity and just like see if it feels better later. That's the suggestion with that one. Certain things are going to happen anyway. If you're getting an inkling like I don't feel good about this, it may not be that it's not coming forward or it shouldn't come forward. It may more be like maybe it doesn't need to come forward from you. So keep that in mind. Because something's going to happen and it's going to happen fast. If you get this weird feeling like maybe I shouldn't say anything, they're saying do what you feel is right, but maybe you should listen to that. Give it a chance. Maybe step back, bide your time, and maybe kind of like maybe later, maybe there'll be a different opportunity. The reason that might be happening is because you don't have to be the one that's putting it out there. Somebody else might do it instead. Let the other person do it. Because whatever's going on here, there's a better path and there's a rough path. If you're the one who's saying stuff, this isn't bad, but it's not good. if you're the one saying stuff, I hate this. I've seen this happen in my own life, and it's caused me in certain situations, especially corporate situations, to not say anything because I'm not interested in cleaning up somebody else's mess. Because by you saying something, you may end up volunteering yourself to help make it go better, to take control of something, to be the one in control of something, to it's almost like pointing out like, oh, the garage is a mess. Well, since you mentioned it, help me fix it, or get out there with so and so and help them. You and them can get that done. That's not right. Just because I mentioned, because somebody else made the mess and I pointed it out, now I have to help clean it up. Especially if it's a corporate situation, because I feel like that's happened. And me personally, corporate wise, I have just elected to not point things out sometimes because I'm like, I don't want to volunteer myself to help them clean up their problem. Thank you very much. So I'm just going to go along like everybody else and pretend like it's fine because I didn't show up to help them. No, they should clean up their own mess. If you point it out, you could end up tied into something, helping something correct that it was never your problem. It could suck you into something that you don't want to be a part of. Is it bad? I don't know if it's bad. Is it something you're going to want to do? I don't think it's something you're really going to want to do. If you hold back and let somebody else bring it forward, the way this goes is this situation still gets cleaned up, right? But you don't have to be the one doing it. Watch what's going on. You don't have to be the one that's part of it. After it's all cleaned up, that might be your moment to step in and be like, well, now that it's cleaned up, I'm willing to help make sure it stays that way, because that's a lot better. Instead of being part of the cleanup crew, you could be part of the maintenance crew in the sense of like, I'm just spot checking to make sure everything stays where it's supposed to stay. It's better. I feel like I'm happier with that. I feel more comfortable with that. This is kind of like looking out for the situation after the fact. I don't think there's a reason you should have to clean up somebody else's mess anyway. I really don't think you want to. This is a way to get around that and still have improvement. The happiness card shows up there. This is a really positive energy for you. It's all about stepping back and not cleaning up somebody else's mess. I feel like is a big piece of it. Because I feel like I don't want to do that. 6 of Cups is here. It's like I have a boundary here. I don't really feel like that's right that I'm cleaning up somebody else's mess. Even though I might get accolades for it later, I just feel like it just leaves a really bitter taste in my mouth, and I have a hard time getting rid of that bitter taste. Having compassion for the situation is fine, but I feel like it's harder to have compassion for it if I had to help clean up something that was not my fault. That's kind of where that's stopping, so that's fine. So all right, I feel like it's weird because I feel like the way this is playing out, I feel like you're technically fine either way. There's just a much happier version. There's one version where I feel like you're a lot happier, and they're just trying to give you that option and help you see that so it works more to your benefit. That's the whole point. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.